Yeah, my name is Bruce Blaney. I come to y'all from Massachusetts about 12 years ago. For the last really 30 years, my mission in life has been to move money from institutions to in-home support. And I continue to do that in Louisiana. My first boss in Louisiana was Bobby Jindal. I worked for him for 2 years and saw the man close up. Have no illusions about him whatsoever, either about his intelligence or his morality. So, uh, while I was in DHH, I managed to move half of the budget to in-home support, with a lot of support from progressive providers and advocates. We moved about $53 million, which was all glued to institutions at that time, to people in their own homes. And from 1996 to 2009, that trend continued. In fact, between 2002 and 2009, there was a 1,300% increase in-home support dollars for older adults. Not bad, huh? From $3 million to about $297 million in that period, based on a lawsuit. There wasn't a lot of progress made in Louisiana without federal pressure, as you may recall. So, but that trend continued. It also continued within the field of disabilities, where the number of people served by the waiver grew exponentially from 1996 to about 2009. All of that came to a grinding halt in 2009 with the Jindal administration, just a savage attack on people with disabilities and older adults. Begins in 2010 with a 10% cut in the budget, shifting money massively to nursing homes. Nursing homes continue to get 7 to 8% increases in their rates every year, have a slush fund of $800 million that they can draw on anytime they want to immunize themselves from cuts. Whereas during the last 2.5 years, in-home support has been cut by 22%. This year, out of nowhere, Greenstein, whom we mentioned earlier, who lies all the time, incidentally, took $49 million from in-home support providers, just took it, just stole it, basically. That's a 7% cut. So in the last 2.5 years, in-home support agencies have received a 29% rate cut. Take a look at that, 29%. What business can survive that? So that's what they've been doing. Those nursing homes during the same period got a 17.8% rate increase, including all the dipping that they do into this thing called the Elderly Medicaid Trust Fund, which gives them access to $800 million whenever they want, right? So I think this is an interesting window, this in-home support versus nursing home window, into how Jindal's administration operates and how we might oppose it. So I wanted to say a little bit about that. What the patterns that I've seen since I've been here since 1996 is what you talked about earlier, which is a commitment to privatization. We saw Bayou Health, and this gentleman over here was expressing some skepticism that private corporations might not be terrific ways to deliver health care, through Medicaid. I mean, it's actually quite an amazing coup to privatize the public insurance company. I mean, quite a coup, really, to raise, the rates, administrative rates from 4% up to 15%. It's probably much more than that. So, I mean, I'm very skeptical about privatization. I really would rather not have my life in the hands of United Healthcare. I don't know how you feel about it, but I'd much rather be in the hands of what we call the government in these issues. But privatization is big in my field. Privatization happened massively in the 1970s when workers in the field of human services used to get, a living wage and benefits. They were all unionized. At the time, they were under AFSCME primarily. Then privatization hit with the so-called community movement. And the way they sold moving people out of institutions was, we'll save tons of money because we'll privatize. Instead of having state employees that belong to unions, we'll just ship these people out into the community, cut their wages in half, and take all their benefits, and we'll take their unions away, which is what they did. So we now have about 14,000 human service workers who are the lowest paid human service workers in the United States. They're almost all African American women, right? And it's the plantation system, gone wild, right? in Louisiana for human services. Now, the agencies that deliver most of the in-home supports are also owned by African-American women primarily. There are about 300 of them, and they have been the subject of a massive attack by this administration over the last 3 years. That's the almost 30% rate cut that we've seen. They've also been subject to punitive, flawed, and fraudulent auditing by what's called Postal Wait in Netterville, which is the darling of the Division of Administration for doing flawed and fraudulent audits. My wife got a bill the other day for $150,000 from a Nettleweight audit, which when she had hired an attorney and a CPA reduced it to about $1,500. But that's what they're doing. They are attacking African-American agencies and in-home support agencies. Yes. So auditing was one attack, the rate cuts were another, but also just the reduction in service hours. The state initiated what they call the Supports Intensity Scale Assessment, which we successfully sued them about in 2010. They still use it. It's reducing people's hours. One woman that I know has severe autism, needs 24-hour support, has no family. Her hours have been cut from 24 hours a day to 8 hours a day. If they actually took the cut, they just imposed it. It hangs over her head. She says, I feel like I'm on death row, which she is, because if they took the cut, she would die. So there are people living under these these lethal cuts. They also took millions and millions of dollars based on that assessment tool. Not a penny from nursing homes, not a penny. None of these rate cuts, none of these service reduction hours have affected institutions for a second. It's only aimed at in-home support. So we're looking at an effort to take this state back about 30 years. It just oozes with corruption. The nursing home industry gives Jindal probably about at least $500,000 a year. The group home industry gives them quite a bit also. So we're seeing an orgy of special interests dominating healthcare.